for St Helens, leading at their respective sides. They won't go too far before they take up a guard of honour, facing each other. Everybody off their seats, those who have seats. It's a lovely atmosphere. It's a terrific atmosphere. We've been really fortunate this weekend. 3-4 back-to-back quarter-finals. This is the last of the four. Thursday night, Friday, yesterday and today. They've all had special reason to be remembered for one reason or another, and I'm sure this will fit the category as well. And here he comes, Paul Helens. Well, the word legend bandied around all too often in sport, but here is one, a legendary fella. Made his debut 1998, 231 appearances in tries rather, in just under 500 appearances. 5 Challenge Cup wins, 5 Grand Final wins, Man of Steel, Lance-Top Trophy winner not once but twice, Harry Sunderland Trophy winner, the Grand Final man of the match back in 2006, 31 international caps, but the bottom line, a really lovely fella as well. And Paul Helens getting the acclaim from all around, quite rightly too. Robert Hicks, Jonathan Davis, quick word. Paul Helens.
Well, it's you know, he is a legend. He's been a great player. More importantly, he's a top bloke. And you know, sometimes very difficult when your career comes to a sudden end. But he's stepping into a coaching role, and I'm sure you know he'll enjoy that. And the youngsters will benefit not from his playing experiences, but only as his personality. I think everyone's mentioned culture and a legacy. You know, that's certainly something that Paul Helens brings to this fantastic club.
Mark Percival wearing the full-back's jersey today. Well, he wears the jersey he always wears, but he's been playing in the full-back's position. Robert Hicks is our referee. Let's just remind ourselves of the way they're lining up today.
Stay on, guys.
St Helens have had so many problems at full-back, so Percival filling that role today. Some half-back good news. Luke Walsh has had so many injuries as well over the last year or so, but he's back in half-back harness with Travis Burns today. Widnes have Hepcale back from a shoulder injury that's kept him out since early March. He starts on the bench, but all eyes on Kevin Brown, the dynamic number 6. Such a clever footballer and so important. And Robert Hicks, the referee, Mr. Craven and Mr. Martin, the 2 touch judges. Ian Smith and George Stokes will be our video referees. Well, Widnes got within touching distance of Wembley last year. It's 7 years since Saints made the final. They've both got a big desire to keep going along the road they're on here. A quarter-final tie. They'll have a couple of weeks, breather back in Super League, one of them before they face a big semi-final, but the big question is, who will it be?
Well, you know, listen to Earl before the game. I think Widnes have got to match the St Helens pack. If they can do that and give Kevin Brown a platform, they've got a chance. They've been in there, close to winning a lot of games and just faded the last step. They have to match up front today.
Well, they've got, as we heard from John Wilkin in the build-up, they've got the first touch of the ball here. Widnes a chance to try and push their way inside their opponent's half. Here is Kevin Brown on the back end of that first set of 6 with a towering kick. You'll get lots of those today. I rather fancy Mark Percival, the stand-in fullback, and he'll get lots of those as well. The big thumps to the chest.
Yeah, that was an easy one for him, though. A nice gentle one, nobody in his face. So a gentle start to Percival.
That's a gentle start.
Not so with the defence.
Well, what are you thinking in the early stages?
I'm looking at the intensity of the game. Obviously, I think Widnes have to match them, as Jiffy says, in the middle of the field. That's mostly important. But off the back of that kick, it just came off the end of his boot. Not good enough, really. He wants to start to get into the corners, kick long, chase hard, and pin him in their own 10. That's the idea. That's the key to winning this game.
Here's Roby out of dummy half and back to Travis Burns with a kick downfield. Paddy Flynn with a simple take and a gallop back again. Ooh. And another, as Jonathan Davis would say, gentle introduction.
I don't know why you do that. I think you're trying to, somebody as a winger or full back, you're trying to avoid those big hits when you're running the ball back.
Paddy Flynn is one of the biggest sort of wingers in the game. He's known for being a strong runner of the ball, very quick, but I agree with you. I don't think I'd even do that one. And running straight into Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook and John Wilkin, both shoulders at the same time.
Here comes Hanbury, making a half break. Just dragged down.
That's the combination.
Whitley is the dummy half. The pass is not good. The referee has a decision. He says backwards, so Whitley has it back again, and he tries another offload, and here comes Hanbury, and Widnes chancing their arm here in the early stages. 5 gone. Here comes the 6th tackle then. Brown taking charge, finding a way through, inside for Gerrard.
What the tackle.
Just pulled down.
John Wilkins, that is, try same tackle. I think he's injured himself in the process, but didn't give up. He saw the inside man, they lost the support a little bit, and because of that, Wilkins was able to make that superb tackle.
And it's that man as well. It's Kevin Brown who skips across the field. He's looking to link up, looking for people out of the back. We said his passing game is a threat, but it's his running game as well. Steps through the line, the support is there, and it looked like he was there saying try. Not on this occasion. Great defence in the end.
The highest compliment I can pay Kevin Brown is he reminds me of Tony Myler, and Tony Myler was a great standoff. He runs the ball in 2 hands. He just keeps defenders off you because you have no idea what he's going to do.
Kyle Amell pushing it forward to the 40-metre mark, and St Helens find themselves and only there after 5 tackles. Oh, they're going wide here on the last tackle. Turner, out it goes towards Swift. Swift with a kick downfield. Hanbury has to go back towards his goal line. There was a fumble, but it clearly went backwards, and he has to run it out, and he only gets to the 10. And well, that handling on that 6th tackle is as good as a kick downfield, maybe better than a kick downfield.
Yeah. Saw the extra man on the outside. The wingers have got the capability of kicking as well, so they bring the defenders up, isolate the full back. Oh, great hit again.
Whitley again, who's bashed into. Scored his first Widnes try. He's only 19 years of age, Matt Whitley. Scored his first Widnes try against St Helens in April of this year, but Widnes were on the losing side that day. But they've started very positively here.
That's a very dangerous ball in hand. Quick play the ball.
Clarkson had made that break, and here comes Jeremiah, who's scattering into a little bit of clear and open field. The kick at the end of it is dealt with superbly well.
That's a wrong decision there. He was looking at the left-hand side.
Yeah,
pointing up how wide Jonathan there, and it just looked like the option was to go left, far left, and it just didn't happen. The kick from the middle wasn't on, but they're winning the collision at the moment in the middle of the field. The ruck getting on the front foot, quick play the balls, and Jeremiah is so quick out of dummy half.
Sean Long sitting at all the 3 legends there: Kel Coslett, Sean Long, and Kieran Cunningham. 3 generations of legendary status at this club down the years. As St Helens push their way back through Kyle Amell towards the halfway line. He's had a, you wouldn't think it if you didn't know him, but he's had quite a drastic hair and beard cut, hasn't he, recently, Kyle Amell? With a kick downfield.
Dennis has to be very happy the way they've started. They've looked threatening, they've cut the St Helens defence, but the one thing that's been constant is their lack of concentration defensively. So if they can keep that up today, this is going to be one close battle.
Yeah, Chappers was saying beforehand, wasn't he, about this stat that Saints have only scored 3 more tries than Widnes this season, even though Saints have had 6 more wins in Super League. 82 tries for Saints, 79 for Widnes. So no problem getting to the line for Widnes. It's stopping their opponents going the other way, and they'll have a problem here initially with a step back on the inside from Adam Swift, who's going to race away from Hanbury and score the game's first try. And on a weekend of memorable tries, put that up there with one of the best. Terrific win play by Adam Swift.
As I was saying, you have to focus, you have to keep your concentration. The kick is only as good as his chase, and that was poor defensive chase from Widnes, and they exploited him to the max, didn't they? It's a great try. But Widnes and Dennis Best would be disappointed. That's a great kick. But just watch, the chase isn't great. Swift gets on the outside, and look at them, there's a lot of people walking. It's not a defensive line, and once he cuts the last man, who's a prop, that is it. Try time. Fantastic try. by St Helens, but they'll be disappointed Widnes.
We talk about winning the battle in the middle of the field, and they've been doing that. They're on the front foot, but off the back of that, a fundamental part of the game which Jonathan's talking about is the kick chase. You have to work hard, especially early doors. There's only 7 minutes gone in the game. There's no excuse for being fatigued, for being tired. You've got to chase and present a line in front of them. The kick is really good. It bounces. There's no way that should ever be a try, but that's just mentally switching off just for a split second, and that costs you in big games especially.
Well, I remember, I think it's 3 years ago, these two sides met at Widnes in the Challenge Cup, and I think Adam Smith made his debut that day, and he scored a hat-trick, didn't he? A very memorable performance. Stretched it off last week against Castleford with a neck injury, but back he comes today with a bang. Mark Percival, centre turned full-back for the day, goal kicker, over it goes, 6-0, St Helens lead. A happy coach at the moment with 7 minutes played.
Yeah, they worked well together, mine. The back three have got to work as a unit, and he certainly did that. I think once he cuts through, then, you know, he beats Manaka Fofa and he is gone. He's not going to catch him. Even someone of Hanbury's pace is not going to catch Swift.
Kieran Cunningham and Sean Long would have been involved in a break or two like that over the years. Maybe they weren't at the end of it, but they've been cheering their teammates on. The St Helens team they played in had a reputation for being real entertainers, didn't they?
He's developed Walmsley, isn't he? He's come on a lot. He looks a very kind of awkward character to Neil.
He certainly is. He's grown quicker than my hair, to be honest with you. He just seems to grow quicker and by about an inch every single day. But he's so thick set as well. He's so strong, and he's just so hard to handle. But he's got an engine on him. He'll keep running. There's another carry. There's 2 carries in this set, and he will keep going. And it's quick play. The ball's off the back of that. James Roby picks it up for 10 metres up. It's that easy at times.
Final tackle in the set coming up. So Saints here will look to Walsh, who in turn looks to Wilkin, who can't get the kick away. Did that come off a Widnes hand? Yes. Knock on. Is it St Helens head and feed? There's a question being asked there on the field.
I think it is.
Yep.
He's definitely played that. Look, he closed it down. Very good play by John Wilkin. He realises he can't get a kick in. Forces the pass, knock on. It's a good option. Left footer on the left-hand side of the field. What it does, it brings the defence up. So if you put the ball through hands a couple of times, it brings the outside defenders up, isolates the full-back, and it's a bigger, you know, space to kick in.
Good to see Travis Burns having a go at the referee as well, which I find quite amusing. Running straight over to say, that's our ball, and Hicks just goes, yeah, it is your ball. Love to see the half-backs, always vocal, sometimes in the wrong way, but it's a great play nevertheless.
I was going to say, you've got one at Huddersfield who does a similar job, haven't you, Danny Brough?
I can't agree with that whatsoever. He always keeps his mouth quiet. He never gets in trouble.
Of course he does. You had a short back in size last time you went to the Barbers. Here comes the throw to this left-hand side to Swift. And he's rolled out of play. So head and feed for Widnes here. So that set of 6 that St Helens had, they've not been able to take too much of an advantage of. Not quite connecting the dots.
I think that Dennis Bet said it before the game as well. You know, they've had very close encounters, so that'll give the Widnes side confidence. Then they've been on the back foot. You know what to expect from Saints.
I think you'll be disappointed there for Saints, because that's an opportunity to get in good field position and apply pressure. Get down the other end, kick the ball into the corner and defend, and hopefully the opposition make an error. Just compounded an error by them, by an error to yourselves. And I think they'll be disappointed with that, because that's an opportunity you must take.
Jeremiah at dummy half. Widnes 10 metres inside their own half and wanting to progress as quickly as possible. McGrath Luluai. The familiar family name of Luluai, which is featured in the Challenge Cup down the years, and a big hit, but it's a shoulder charge.
I'm not sure.
Penalty for Widnes.
It definitely was a shoulder. I didn't think he knew what was going on there anymore. I just think he was running there, and I think he just got caught. Look, he just turned. He wasn't in the mind. I didn't think it was
It was an accidental shoulder charge.
It was. Maybe he was looking after himself. But opportunity for Widnes. Good attacking position.
Yeah, certainly a slice of bad luck for St Helens, but it's a penalty for Widnes, which gives them excellent position here. Jeremiah out from dummy half to this left-hand side. Manica 4 will push it forward. Great position to work from now. Jeremiah to this right-hand side. Mellor, we've not spoken too much about him, but he's a will-o'-the-wisp type player, isn't he? So Ryan Briley yesterday, he's the kind of player who can do similar things for Widnes. Dummy shown because Clarkson had not too much on the outside to aim for, so he decided to go for the line, but he's held up there, go back 10 metres and play the ball again.
I think they get away with that one, actually. The Saints defence actually get up in the edge. It's Jordan Turner who seems to try and overread the situation, gets up and he sneaks around the back of him. Very fortunate. Good defensive end to hold him up, and a good opportunity with Kev Brown out wide.
Brown with a little ball on the inside as they try to plough a course again. 5 tackles gone, so this will be the last. Jeremiah Benzi's back to Mellor, dribbles it, hits St Helens' legs, it's still on the floor, picked up by Mellor. Referee was mindful to say play on, and now I think he's decided there were several knocks on there. Oh no, he's not. He's decided that the knock-on was from Widnes, so it will be St Helens head and feet.
He didn't play it, did he? As we were saying. Well, he did play it, didn't he?
He did play it, but it's the knock-on that we're looking at there. A little bit of a fumble. Was it a fumble?
I think so. It's a poor option, though. I don't know why that little kick went in there. I know he's got a little bit of a chaser outside, but there's no room to thread the ball through. I like the tactics, obviously, getting to the post. That's where they seem to be getting to at the moment. Get to the sticks and then shifting wide. But Mellor, like you say, is very elusive, really good footwork, and he's a dangerous player as well.
Head in. Ball.
Luke Walsh, who had that horrific injury 18 months ago, and he thought it might have ended his career, but back he is, and he's had more injuries since. Really unlucky over this last 18 months, but hopefully gets a run of form and a run of fitness. Wilkin. Nimmel's going to climb to his feet. 30 metres away from the St Helens line. Saints still lead by that one try, the length of the field try, more or less, from Adam Swift, which is the only difference between these sides at the moment. As Roby skips over to dummy half again, Burns to his left, and Wilkins involved, and Warmsy throws it out and gets it to Swift, who has to catch it on the stretch. He's sandwiched between a couple of Widnes defenders, but gets up and plays it. There's a Widnes player injured. The medical staff are on straight away. As the kick goes downfield, he's going to roll out of play. Is it? Yes, it is. Tap back on the 20.
Again, it's a double tackle, and he got most of the impact. Just Flynn. Yeah, he's got a shoulder on the chin.
And we mentioned it yesterday with a bad injury on Laithwaite. The medical staff are trained now. As soon as they see, especially a head injury, they just get on there. They don't care whether the referee stopped the game or not. They get on there because that is such a big issue now in the game, isn't it, the head injuries?
Especially because the culture of rugby league, especially coming from the players, as you get back up and you get back in that defensive line, it's a mentality that we're brought up with. And they're trying to change things a little bit now, with the medical staff making sure they get on there quick enough to stop them trying to move around and make sure that they have that stability on the floor, make sure there is no injuries before anything else moves on. Priority is the players' welfare as much as anything else.
Well, as he's treated, we've only seen one try so far today, but it's well worth seeing again.
Yeah, it's a brilliant try. It's a brilliant try. Too much space if you're a Widnes supporter. Kick and chase is poor, but that is the way you capitalise on lazy defence. But going back to the head injury, it's a fantastic try, but going back to the head injury...
Nice kiss from Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook as well.
The important thing is taking the decision away from the player, because, as Earl said, if you're a player... Yeah, I'm all right, I want to get on with it, I'm fine. Right, you get off, you get assessed, and if you're not okay, it's not your decision, you are off.
Well, he will come off now. The protocol is that he'll come off, and they've got 15 minutes to do the head tests on him. And if in those 15 minutes the medical staff say that he's fine, then he will be allowed back on, and it won't count as a substitution. The medical card has gone up as Danny Craven comes on. So if he's okay in the next 15 minutes and comes back on, it doesn't count as a substitution. If he stays off, though, it does count as one of the interchanges, doesn't it?
I think it's a great idea that they've introduced this, but also at the same time it could be manipulated later on, and that's what we want to avoid. So I think the medical staff doing the right things, getting the players off and make sure they're healthy, that's the main thing.
Manica Thor with a drive. Widnes searching for the halfway line in the first instance here, and Gerrard has taken them there with real determination. Inside St Helens territory, and a penalty to boot. Interference at the play the ball.
We saw yesterday how important discipline was. You know, every time there's Lee or Warrington were penalised, the field position was gained from a kick, from a penalty, and then they scored from that position.
Quickly down to the touchline, Tenny Arnold, news on the injury.
Yes, he has indeed been taken off for concussion check, but they're going to give him 5 minutes just to settle down before they even start that check.
OK, we'll keep an eye on that, but in the meantime, Widnes are finding themselves here only 10 metres away from this St Helens line. Jeremiah, the man in position at dummy half. Kevin Brown, right in the middle, just shovels it away to Manikafor. Let the big fellas try and soften up this St Helens defence in the first instance. Jeremiah runs away. Brown with the soft hands. Mellor with a skipping run. Still crawling and gets there! He had defenders hanging all over him, but Joe Mellor was simply too determined. Fabulous finish from where he started on his knees.
And again, it all comes from the lack of discipline, the penalty, the field position, and a couple of attacks later he scores. It's great determination. I think that some of the St Helens players thought that attack was complete, but he just kept on going, and got over. There he is, just lovely. Again, half-back, great step, gets under the last tackle, he doesn't go to ground. Tremendous finish.
What a great finish that is. It's great play. Jeremiah skips out to the left-hand side. Kevin Brown switches back from the open side to the short side, passes the ball to runner, which is Mellor. You wouldn't expect it to be Mellor, but I don't think anyone else could have scored the try quite like that. But for me, St Helens are losing the ruck area. Widnes are running harder, winning the quick play of the balls and moving forward, and it's all their momentum. They deserve that try, and another great set play.
Well, Danny Craven's going to take the conversion attempt here. Not long on the field, but immediately finds himself with the kicking duties. Just a wipe off the nose. It's only his 4th appearance of the season this year for Widnes, Danny Craven. He has been on loan at Halifax, but not lost his kicking touch, obviously. Over it goes, 6 points apiece.
If you just watch this, though, you can't look at the 3 players. You've got the 2 half-backs, and Hanbury is there as well on the back. So they've got the 3 crucial, dangerous runners all around the play of the ball. And it just takes, you know, a little bit of pressure off each individual, because they've got to watch the 3 of them.
So we're all square again, with 16 minutes of the first half play. Gonna have to do this again. Percival re-teeing the ball. Well, it's been a good game, hasn't it, so far? Nice and even, well matched. St Helens starting the day as very warm favourites to win here, but it's Widnes who, having found themselves behind, have found a way back to get themselves level again.
Release, Louis! Go! Down, Kyle! 2! Release, James! Hold traps! Go,
Jeremiah in at dummy half.
3, Mossy, move! Back here!
Wide-ish on that left-hand side. Jeremiah again. The big front rowers taking it downfield. Alex Gerrard came through the ranks at Widnes. Very much home-bred player. Kevin Brown across the line to Mellor. Getting expansive, but St Helens' defence is numbering up well enough, making sure that there's no place to go. Kick by Mellor, straight down the throat of Mark Percival. Someone should tell him they don't always come that easy when you're playing at fullback.
Well, you see the back 3 were there. It's very difficult to hit grass then.
Well, that is a big lift for St Helens, because we talk about the fatigue factor. There were 5 St Helens forwards who are just struggling, hands on hips, to get behind to play the ball for that next play. So the fact they've got a penalty here is huge.
Massive for them, because I think it says they look a little bit sluggish to me, the lack of intensity. I look in the back of that penalty as well. It don't even look like Hicks's back 10, never mind the Widnes players. The kick goes in, it's a good defensive line that gets there, but off the back of that, it's another crucial error. And completing at 75%, 89%, it's not really good enough for Saints at this moment in time. But this is another opportunity to get forward and try and create some momentum themselves, build pressure.
Wilkin, ball in both hands, but no disguising his intentions to just run hard at that Widnes line, 20 metres away. Roby stands and waits. Such a inexhaustible player, James Roby. Just goes and goes. Travis Burns is tackled 15 metres away, and Roby rolls across again. This now is McCarthy-Scarsbrook.
They've controlled the tackle area very well and slowed it down and not given Roby the opportunity to go yet.
Roby, Walsh, little measured kick to the in-goal area, but he's not quite got the angles and the rhythm right. And out it goes for a tap back on the 20.
That's awful for a forward as well. Mossy is not going to be liking that one. The last thing you want to do is run back another 20 metres to get back up again. Makes a good tackle there. But it's all going Widnes' way at the moment. Another poor bit of execution by St Helens. The play's on, but there, that's how to react. John Wilkin off the line, putting a big shot on.
Willie Isa hit hard. Jeremiah at dummy half. A little bit of a juggle here from Het Cahill, who'll maybe, I mean, you tell us, Earl, struggled to get a bit of timing back. Het Cahill has been out well. He's lost the ball here. He's dropped the ball. And it's going to be St Helens head and feed. But he's not played, has he, since March because of injury. First game back today, off the bench. How difficult is it to come back in these circumstances?
It really is difficult, and I know I've come back from a few injuries in the past, but they've normally been in pre-season, so you can almost sort of ease your way back into it. Quarter-final of the Challenge Cup, you can't ease your way back into that. You've got to go for it. And I think, you know, they're all doing that, the Widnes players so far, but that's a bad error. The hands in the ruck there, he'll be disappointed, but it's your engine. It's when you start getting a little bit concerned about your energy levels, you get off there and get back on later on.
Tell you when, Luke. When you're ready, mate. Head in.
It's a shoulder injury, hence the padding around his neck and shoulder. Cahill, St Helens in possession, 6-6 the scoreline. 20 minutes of the first half played.
Hold, go.
McCarthy-Scarsbrook.
2, move, Chris. Aaron, hold
He's got time to have a glance and see who might be looking a little tired in that defensive line, where the weaknesses might be, but there are no weaknesses, in they come, but the penalty given away again.
Yeah, it's a silly flop by tackle was made, and he's not happy with it, but just that split second, there's not much in this, just watch. It's a ground, he's on, yeah. You know, that's in slow motion as well, so on normal speed, he wasn't that late. It's an interesting decision. Go for goal. Don't see this very often now, would you?
No, yeah, it's a sign of respect, and you'd think off the back of the way they've been playing that they'd want to have more ball in hand, because the way they're playing, they're just making too many errors and not creating enough opportunities. This was a perfect opportunity to try and get there and have an attacking set on the line. It'd been one of the first in this game so far, and it may be a wise decision in the end. It will remain to see.
That sand's come on a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, since your day.
Yeah, grass, sand, tees, plastic tees, look. Pretty tees, look, with teeth.
Yeah, you are.
Do you want to lie down?
Yeah.
Well, we saw a similar approach on when was it? Thursday night. Was it Thursday night? Friday night, when Leeds played at Hull, but different circumstances. Leeds took penalty attempts literally left, right and centre, because it was a very rainy night, difficult to keep hold of the ball, and Kevin Sinfield, of course, metronomic in his goal kicking and just edged Leeds closer and closer to victory with every kick. But on a dry, sunny day in St Helens, maybe a little more eyebrow raising that they have taken that, but he's put it over. And if St Helens win by 2 points at the end of the day, Earl, we're not going to complain about that decision.
No, exactly. It's situational. I think you have to have a feel for the game. And for me personally, I thought Saints could probably do with having a bit more ball in hand. The kick later on in the game may actually be really good for them. It remains to be seen. But for me, it wasn't the right choice. But yet again, I think it's Widnes have got the opportunity to go back there and defend and force an error. Hopefully it doesn't bite them in the backside later on.
Interesting that Dennis Betts has been down to the touchline before going back to his eyrie at the top of the stands.
I just think that they haven't had to defend in their own 20-metre area.
Oh, what a kick that has caused all kinds of problems for Travis Burns.
And that's not the first time, Dave. The previous kick-off, they aimed for that right hand upright. On this occasion, in the line of sight, and he drops it.
We did talk about forcing the error off the back of the fact that they went for that kick, and it's exactly what's just happened. I mean, it's a really bad error, that one. Right on the back line, it's a fantastic kick, and again, a great chance for Widnes to get forward.
Well, there's different philosophers in the game, isn't there? Some coaches say just take the points, keep the scoreboard rattling over. Other coaches say no, keep it at that end, at the other end, because there's always the potential for this to happen. You might get 2 points, but a mistake puts you right under pressure again on your own line. And Widnes have caught the bit between their teeth at the moment. Jeremiah out from dummy half, looking left towards Isa, who gets the pass away and gets the running. Wickley dragged down, gets up, plays it. Jeremiah scampering forward again, trying to bludgeon their way over.
Short.
Is that Jetson who's on the field?
Got to come right.
He gets up and plays. Jeremiah. Brown with a high-ish chip, which is caught on the full, so it'll be a tap back on the 20 because it was caught on the full in the in goal. So that is not one of Kevin Brown's better kicks.
Good play by Dawson, but just not enough height on that kick for the Widnes winger to have a go at it.
They probably had to keep that high to give themselves a chance because there wasn't enough time to get there. But when you're attacking the line on the try line, you need to get deeper, get the ball deeper because the defensive line have an easier chance to get up.
Let's go down to the touchline. I think Tanya's got more news on Stefan Marsh.
Yeah, huge blow for Widnes. Stefan Marsh has been ruled out of the game with concussion. And just a quick word on when Dennis Betts came running down, the message that was run onto the field was for Aaron Jeremiah.
Here comes Walsh with a kick. I don't think he was behind the 40-metre mark. It's all academic anyway, because it's never going to trouble the touchline. It's picked up instead by Hanbury, who run it back. Oh, there was just a suggestion there, wasn't there, on that left-hand side?
He is a dangerous runner, Hanbury. I think, as Joe said, I think they're definitely winning the tackle here. The difference in the speed of the play the ball at the moment. Jeremiah's having an easy run. He's darting from the acting halfback all the time.
Move, James! Good work, John. Keep on going. Go.
Jeremiah. There's Willie Isa, who of course was more of an outside back until a year or so ago, and he switched to the pack. Dennis Betts says we found out he was scared of open spaces, so that's why he's much more effective down the middle where all the bodies are.
I know that feeling. Not that I've ever been in open spaces.
Jeremiah to Brown. Brown goes high again. Percival looks to the skies and catches. Well, it was just in the field of play that he caught that, so that kick was perfectly measured.
Just a little bit too far though, Dave. You know, the chase, just a little bit too far for the chase.
St Helens under the course. Look again here. There are several St Helens players struggling to get back. Amongst them, Carl Amor, who's just eventually trudged back behind the play-the-ball line. Amor with a pass away.
Arvan sold himself. Yeah, he sold himself to Arvan.
It's getting scruffy. The referee is going to stop the game.
That's great pressure.
Matty Dawson's looking a little uncomfortable here as well. I think he's injured.
I'll have a look at that.
Just going back to that kick, I don't think it was too long, to be honest. It's something that we actually use all the time, simply because we know that we want to give as much time to get there. It's not always about trying to score the try, but trying to pin them on the try line. I mean, off the back of that, they managed to hold them down there with a decent kick chase, and then they restricted them to 20 metres. If it was shorter, you could have tackled the ball a little bit more, but it's also quite a good defensive play.
Yeah, I think if you are a kicker, you know, you have to hang it. I think Kevin Brown could have put, you could have landed in the same spot, but just put a little bit more height on it. The quality of the kicking these days. But I'm thinking with Percival, we are 25 minutes into the game, and he hasn't had to catch one ball with competition.
There you go, reminder that the semi-final draw is after this game. It's around 6:10-ish. And if you want to get in touch with us via social media, #BBCRA. Widnes, though, building pressure here on the St Helens line. 26 minutes of the first half played, which means 14 to go in this first period. As tight as you like here. Brown with a delayed pass out to Hanbury, who came round from the back, the fullback. Dealt with.
It's good defence there by Tavis Burns. Put his hand up, said, I've got the...
Brown inside for Gil Dudson, the Welsh international, who's still on his feet, was thinking about the offload, but then the shadow came across him. Mosi Masoy making the tackle. Brown again changing direction inside for Hanbury.
Great tackle. What the tackle, Roby.
Last tackle in this set. Brown dribbles it. Well, doesn't dribble it. He overkicks it into the in-goal area. Bounces away under pressure. And it's a tap back on the 20.
They look in control of this game, don't they? So Widnes now are really attacking them. They look the far more threatening. Their tails are up. They've just, the execution of the last play has got to be a little bit better. Because if they go about the repeat set there are a lot of St Helens forwards really walking.
Talk about creating opportunities and taking chances. They're creating those opportunities, but the chances not quite taking them at the moment. Reece Hanbury almost goes through Gil Dudson, but then after the poor execution, they are compounding it with a few penalties and errors. They need to change that mentality.
It is it is marked, isn't it? You look at the St. Helens body language, there are 2, 3, 4 players out there who look as though they're out on their feet. He's looking at McCarthy Scarsbrook at the moment. He's down on his hips, he's up, he's down on his hips.
When I saw Kevin Brown having the ball and running at Masoi, I thought, oh, there's definitely something on here. It's very difficult for these big forwards to get back and forth. Knock on.
There's a youngster with a fresh engine, Greg Richards, who's knocked it on. And Widnes get the ball back, and those shoulders that were slumped before have suddenly slumped a little further from the St. Helens big men, who are feeling it at the moment.
Yeah, we talked about the St. Helens pack being the biggest in Super League, but also I think Widnes are using that against them. But every time they do give away a penalty, Widnes, it's St. Helens who can't control the ball, completing at 67%, which for us as a player or a coach would look at, and you want to complete around 80%. That's where you win games. This is just not good enough, basically. They need to control the ball and control the ruck.
But because momentum is with Widnes now, you just feel that they need to get something on the scoreboard. They've had a couple of opportunities, good field positions, but yet they just haven't got the points on the board yet.
Jeremiah again in that dummy half roll. Forward it's brought by Willie Isa, the Samoan international. Just inside the St. Helens half. Jeremiah picks it up and Gil Dudson takes it in, the former Wigan man. Gil Dudson. And Crusaders before that as well. Jeremiah looked a tad forward. Certainly a few thousand St. Helens voices were calling for it, but Robert Hicks, the referee, says no. 5 gone. Here's the last. Left to Brown again. Brown, another high kick. Arvan is up there, but it's superbly taken.
Well taken, Percival.
Arvan's all over it. And look at the speed of the Widnes line here. There's an intent to keep St. Helens penned as deep as possible in this set. They'll come racing forward again. So that's 3 tackles, and Saints are only 15 metres from their own line.
Oh, great hit. Great line speed. I think that's Isa, isn't it?
Well, that's 4, isn't it? So a couple of tackles. Mossy Masoi trying to get into some kind of momentum. What a great offload. Burns, Walsh, Wilkin, Turner trying to slice through. Support from Swift on the inside. It's Mark Percival who will sail away. And ain't that just vintage St. Helens? Under the cosh at one end, under the sticks at the other, in the blink of an eye.
What a try that was, and do you know what, that's just something that epitomises St. Helens, the way that they want to play right to the end, and they pass the ball wide and they make it look so exciting. And that all came from Mossy Masoi. He gets the ball, goes out to the right side, he's looking at a defender, a weaker defender, and it's Kevin Brown. And I'm sad to say, Kevin Brown is looking like he's in a lot of pain on the floor at the moment. Mossy Masoi makes the most of it, puts the offload in, pass the ball wide, and they just go through hands. Jordan Turner breaks the line, offloads around the back to Swift, who just burns on the outside, passes the ball, great support, Percival through the middle, and it's a triangle of sticks. Lack of concentration, need to wrap that ball up.
The calibre of this side, just watch, this is Masoi, just watch Kevin Brown there. I think he falls awkward on him, just watch. His ankle gets caught, he tries to throw him, yeah, ankle goes underneath him, he's trying to walk it off. But just watch, this poor communication here on the right side. He's got to stay outside. I tell you, the winger, Paddy Flynn, has got to stay outside. The centre has got his man. Danny Craven got his man. He had to stay outside. Once he turned the back on him, it was all over. Plenty of support from St. Helens. But again, against the run of play, the lack of concentration, the one offload, and you get punished. You know what this St. Helens side can do, and they've done it twice now when they've been under the cosh.
Mark Percival, having been on the other side of that line not that long ago in scoring the try, adds the conversion. It's 3 out of 3 from him with the boot, and 14 points to 6. St. Helens now lead.
And now that,
and look at Kevin Brown in the middle there.
Yeah, and now that 2 points, the penalty is important.
Well, Kevin Brown received a lot of treatment. He's just stopped again to have a bit more. He's hobbling back. They'll be trying to keep him on for as long as possible.
Well, defensively, no, you know, he's going to be a question mark. He's going to play on the outside, on the wing, but you've got to attack him now. You know he's injured, he's struggling with his left ankle. You've got to run at him.
Well, that is a look of concern from Dennis Betts, because he knows how important Kevin Brown is to the potential for his side to get back into this game. Brown's going to stay out there. Former teammate of yours, you played in a Challenge Cup final with him, didn't you? Didn't he get injured that day as well?
Yeah, he did. It was a bad injury, and it's one that cost us dearly in them, because we had to shuffle the team around. Kick goes out on the full.
Well, there's a mistake on the back of conceding a try. St Helens will get a penalty on the halfway line, and they're going to be having a go at that Widnes line again in a short moment's time.
The big 9 minutes coming up for Widnes now. Big 9 minutes. They've had all the momentum. I know they've been like a boxer on the ropes. They've been caught out, and now they have to defend. This could be a big set for Widnes.
Strange how quickly it changes as well. We talk about that momentum, and suddenly it's all shifted into St Helens' favour. Even though Widnes were massively on top, pinned them in their own 20. Next thing, Saints score a try, get the ball back, and they're attacking the line again.
Yeah, I mean, after 4 tackles, it was advantage Widnes, wasn't it, on that last set? And then suddenly, off goes St Helens. Here comes Wilkin.
And amazing, the forwards don't look as tired now when you're in the opposite half of the field.
Roby, the dummy half. Wilkins having a bit of a bad-tempered go at Willie Isa. Here comes Flanagan, who's put down 12 yards away. Roby picks up after a push after the tackle, so a penalty again here for St Helens.
He's got to calm down a little bit, Isa, I think. He's lost the plot a little bit. A couple of tackles, a little bit of niggle, and now this is an interesting call. Let's go for the jugular now.
Well, they've taken the tap and they're going for the line. And they're held up just a yard away.
Goal line.
McCarthy Scarsbrook to his feet. Roby picks up Mossy Marceau. The ball goes backwards to Roby, who drops it over the top. Burns out to this left-hand side, and Turner. Look at the scramble from the Widnes defenders. They came over in numbers and at speed. Close down St Helens' options. Swift again, back to the middle, and Wilkin. Wilkin to Walsh, to Burns, to Roby. Miss Roby out. It's going to go all the way to that right-hand side and be finished by Matty Dawson. Big shift left. Widnes defenders went across in numbers. Big shift right. There were no Widnes defenders left, and Dawson scores in that corner.
Well, they were stretched on the left-hand side. You know, a bit fortunate the Masoui offload. There's the penalty. Just watch Isa. Just watch him. He's got the knees in there. Steps back. Could be harsh, but he was warned. And this is it. Just watch. They're short on numbers. VAR comes in, hits no one. They've got 2 men over, so they just run out of numbers.
It's a good finishing there, and as the ball comes out wide, there's a couple of Widnes defenders that sink in. They feel like they have to do, but that makes them short on the outside. And the ball comes out wide to Matty Dawson, another ex-Huddersfield player who's been absolutely fantastic for them. And it's always good to see him get over the line. But they just looked like they had a bit more composure this time, and they're threatening all the time as well.
The one thing there as well, they had Kevin Brown in the defensive line, and you could see that Christine was looking after him. Now he's gone down again. So when you've got an injured player in the line as well, do you stay out? Do you come in? You try and protect him, and his shape and pattern goes out the window.
Yeah, Matty Dawson has just signed a new 2-year contract, hasn't he, here this last week? But he was one of Nathan Brown's picks when he left Huddersfield and came St Helens. He brought him with him, didn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't really a regular at the time at Huddersfield, but he actually saw something in him, and that's something that Nathan Brown did. He was absolutely fantastic at spotting potential. And he's come here, and he's probably not played week in, week out, but he's played a lot of games for St Helens, which is no mean feat in itself. He's a fantastic lad, and one of those that really grasps and wants to learn.
And that was his first try of the year as well. Here comes the kick from Percival, but it's wide by a distance. So 18 points to 6.
Just watch, there's defensive line. You can see Dean is worried about Brown. Arvon, well, I don't know what he was doing really. He just rushed in and didn't take anyone.
The problem with Kev defending that far in is if he's got a bad ankle, the last thing he's going to want to do is push off. Yeah. So his natural instinct is then to sink in. So he sinks in, that means everybody else has to go with him. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough defenders.
Here's Swift out of dummy half, back-to-back tries for St Helens, 2 in 4 minutes, and that was a tough tackle on Adam Swift. Knee coming into his body. Roby, Walsh, Wilkin,
Move that
hard
ball,
and
Danny!
determined, towards the halfway line. Roby, left to Turner.
Last Chris Clarkson!
That's 5 tackles
Go.
gone through by St Helens, so here comes the last, and bit of game management from Roby with a kick out of dummy half.
That's a great set. After the try, it's a brilliant set. Look where they end up. 90 metres from their own try line. 5 minutes to go. Come on, Widnes, show us what you got.
Something that teams talk about after you've just scored a try is not to cause an error, and they complete really well there, kicking the ball into the corner. You can see that there's nothing else really on. It's good game management. Kick into the corner, walk to the scrum, have a rest, plenty of time here, get a breather, and then you can have that set start, get off the line and put some more intensity into it.
Looks like he's dry. What are you doing? Just...
Adam Swift, first try scorer of the game, and he's recovering a little after
Come on. Hold that 5.
knee to his
Wait.
rib cage, his back,
Head.
somewhere
Well,
around
Joe,
that
wait.
region.
Out! Head in, Mark.
So Widnes with a lot of work to do here. In
Whoa.
the first instance, to
Move
get away
back.
from where they are. In the
Hold.
second instance, to try and
Hold
post
now,
points
hold. Go.
before half-time to lift their dressing room. 2 scores the difference at the moment. We know that that is very surmountable. It's not a winning lead by any stretch of the imagination, but they can't let it get any worse than that, and they need to give themselves some hope here, Jonathan Davis.
They've just taken their opportunities, St Helens, haven't they? They've had 3 opportunities and they've taken them.
Kevin Brown running, it would seem, reasonably freely on that occasion. But his ankle is heavily bandaged up. This is Dudson. Oh, and a good pass from Dudson. Hep Cale was in huge space there. He's not got the pace to go all the way, but he's put Widnes in a great position here.
It was such a great pass. It's like he caught all the Widnes players out as well.
Mellor across to Brown, 6 tackle. Brown with a pass, thought he saw a running opportunity, and he did for Danny Craven, who might have got over the line. Yes, he has. The try's been given. Where did that score come from? St Helens were torn asunder down the middle. There's a bit of actors going on here. I think the Widnes fans were concerned about the treatment that was given to Danny Craven after he'd scored.
I think Luke Walsh too.
Take him away. Kevin!
I don't think he's happy with something. Walsh, something's happened.
I know. I just don't
He's-
trouble, that's all.
Yeah, no, but he's instigating.
Yeah,
Referees having a word. Touch judges are on.
All right. Take the kick.
Mr. Craven on his near side, the touch judge.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the ref has to say.
That's a great ball. Just draws the defenders in. He's on his own. And all he does, he just keeps it simple, holds it, takes the tackle, allows the ball players to come along, and that's a very, very good finish. There's the pass again. He holds, it's lovely. That's a great pass. Walsh, he goes in. That's a try.
And then the boot being thrown there.
I don't see anything wrong with the...
Gets
So,
his leg trapped in and he pushes him
It's a
off.
lovely ball again. He is so good at picking the right man out. He goes in, he tries to hold him up. Percival and Walsh, he goes in. He kicks out to you, Walsh, for some reason. Just watch why he kicks out.
Well, I think he's just trying to get his leg free. I don't think it's anything too dramatic, that is it? He's just
Well, it's a bit dramatic,
a bit
to be honest.
petulant.
You just can't do that, though. Look, you just can't do it. Why do you do it? Kevin Brown hasn't done anything there, really.
I don't think Luke Walsh has done an awful lot there, has he?
No, he hasn't done, but it just, once you strike out like that, it's just silly. You're going to give yourself problems.
It's amazing that can make a big deal out of that when people are running into each other at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'll go back to the play before where Cahill goes straight through the line. St Helens got the numbers wrong. They have 4 people on a short side, which meant on the open side there was gaps everywhere. He goes through a big hole, and it's just great composure off the back of that. Great play. Kev Brown sits on the right-hand side, hits the right ball, but good running, and a bit of soft defence as well. So should he stop that?
Patrick Arvan has taken over the kicking duties. This to put Widnes back within 6 points. He struck that one very nicely. 18 points to 12. And that looked like an improbable scoreline 2 or 3 minutes ago, didn't it? But Widnes are right back in this game now.
Again, it's funny how the game changes, and it just did exactly that. It's just a little bit of good play, nothing special, but running hard. They're winning that ruck area again, but you thought it was all St Helens, and suddenly it's changed again. This is going to be a great game. I just hope it keeps continuing like this. Second half, good intensity.
He's played really well, I think, Danny Craven. I think that's it now. Keep your feet down, get on with the game.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 minutes to half-time. Just the lift that Widnes needed.
And a big
and
set.
from a neutral point of view, I think that's what the game needed, that really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that's a... Matei's lost it, Miller. Lost it, knocked it on. And then there was a St Helens knock-on. And the referee has put a finger in the air, suggesting he's going to adjudge the first knock-on, so this should be St Helens head and feet.
That's just what you don't want. You've got to collect that. He must have seen Massoa coming towards him.
I don't think he could miss that.
No, but he
slided in, he's had a little look and we go, you know what?
Someone's got to call for that, you know. It's not Miller's got to run about 30 yards. There must be someone closer. He's not happy with that, is he? You know, just after scoring a try, they're back in the game, 6 points. 6 points at half-time, they would take that. Now they've got a set to defend now.
By all means push, but at least they get head in first.
65 seconds to go, so they should get through the full set of 6 here, St Helens.
Well, this is a significant set, this is. They need to hold out your Widnes.
Travis Burns helping it on.
One.
Mark Flanagan. Flash Flanagan. Lots of Bradford and Wigan and West's Tigers in Australia. In by the youngster Richards, the 19-year-old prop, baby years in prop forwards terms. Picked up by Roby. Walsh back to Burns. Quick pass to Turner, who stands and gets it. And Swift trying to stand up that Widnes defence. Good football.
Good step.
Percival spinning it to Wilkin. Wilkin to Walsh. Walsh away again. Flanagan running into a couple of defenders who are quickly up in his space. So here's Roby. And now Walsh. Corkscrew kick back. It's Cahill who gets a hand to it. It's gone backwards. It's Widnes who are going to pick up with Kevin Brown.
Yeah.
And that should be the end of the game, the end of the half. Should be.
He doesn't look comfortable at all, does he, Kevin Brown?
Widnes know that they can just take another couple of tackles here, try to batter their way forward.
You don't need to pass here, just run from acting halfback.
Isa. Well, the hooter is just to our right-hand side, so I think you might have heard that, but the hooter sounds at half-time, the whistle blows as well to confirm that. And it has been an absorbing first half. We have seen some real eye-catching stuff, not the least from Adam Swift with his length of the field score, the first try of the game, but 18-12 at half-time. It is still very much in the balance. Tanya down on the touchline.
I've got Alex Swansea. Alex, how tough is it out there?
Yeah, it's tough, you know. I don't think we've turned up, to be honest. I think we're lucky to be ahead, so, you know, we've got a lot of improvement in the second half to come from us.
They certainly physically seem to be going at you hammer and tongs.
Yeah, they want it. I think they're out of enthusiasm. You know, he's out enthusiastic at the moment. You know, they want it a bit more, so we need to match that in the second half if we want to come away with the win.
Alex, thanks for your time. Let's bring in Rhys Hamry. Rhys, are you disappointed to be down at half-time?
Yeah, we've given away a few penalties, kicked out on the full, and just got to start winning the ruck, I think. We start doing that, we're competing with them, only one try down, so just stick with them and take the game to them in the second half.
Is it about tightening up the defence as well? Because you're certainly in attack, you're there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just we've got to start winning that ruck, start making the play ball a bit slow. It's just a bit too quick at the moment.
Rhys, thanks very much.
Okay, thanks.
Well, neither player seemed happy with his own side's performance after that first 40 minutes. As you can see, most of it's fairly balanced, really, in all of the stats. Their Saints have made a few more tackles. They've got a bit more possession and a bit more territory. Maybe a stat that we haven't got there is the most telling, which is that Widnes have conceded 5 penalties and Saints have conceded 2. Alex Walmsley, Ashton Sims, was quite damning of Saints' performance there, wasn't he? He says they haven't turned up.
Yeah, he was, but he hit the nail on the head there. Widnes have come up, and they're just playing with enthusiasm. They're obviously not as big as St Helens, but I tell you what, the enthusiasm, it's infectious, and they're going really well.
Are they lucky to be ahead at half-time, Saints?
I think so. It's unfair to say that they're lucky because they executed a couple of killer plays and killer blows, but I suppose it's in boxing parlance. There were 2 counter-attacks that got them, 2 counter-punches because they're on the ropes at times with Saints. I think Widnes have done the right thing. They've done what Jamie's asked them to do. They got 80-90% completion, being in the right parts of the field, and then got 2 sucker blows against them. So 18-12 is probably a reflective scoreline. I thought when it was a bigger split, when it was 12 points, I think it was unfair against Widnes.
I just think quality sides absorb pressure, like St Helens do, don't play well and then come up with the killer punches, can go from one end of the field to the other and put points on the other team, and St Helens have just shown how to do that.
We've got 5 tries to try and rattle through during half-time, so let's start with the first Saints one from Adam Swift, Jamie.
Yeah, I think this is a great kick from Kevin Brown, from inside his 40, find some great depth. And that's what you want at the beginning of the game. You want to find field position. But the disappointing part of this is the kick chase. Only 5 in there. The middle aren't even there. You'd like to see, if we're being technical, Kevin Brown a little bit further out and these 3 join up. But I'm going to put the blame fairly on the middle, who we can't even see, who've not even showed up there. And this is a Challenge Cup. I mean, this is a wonderful run from Adam Swift. He's a great broken field runner.
But he beat 6 people, JP, you're right. There's 6 lazy blokes in the middle that he's just run through on the way past. I think first and foremost, JP, if you look end on, makes the right point. Kevin Brown and Joe Mellor can't let Adam Swift get to his outside shoulder. Got to keep him on your inside shoulder. So he's got, look at this, there's 24, 25, 10. Reece Hansberry's marshalling the troops, but this kid's too good in the backfield and too quick.
Way too quick, too elusive there. That middle's really got to shore up and push up there.
And whilst I think everybody will understand the criticism you're making, Jamie, at the same time he has virtually gone the length of the field to score.
Yeah, it's a wonderful try. Don't take that away from him. But the kick chase needs to be there. We're talking Challenge Cups, we're talking Sudden Death Rugby League. Get there, get down in the kick chase.
If we look at the first Widnes try, once that was scored, we were debating whether it might have been different if Paul Wellens had been at fullback.
Yeah, we're looking at Roby, leaves the initial room by looking in when he should be looking at his man, but this is where we're going to look at the technicalities of fullback. I believe Paul Wellens would instinctively go for the ball here. Muscle memory of a fullback. Percival goes for the body. The ball is where you're going to score the try.
You want to put your body between the ball and the try line, and I think Percival just missed a little trick there.
Yeah, and it's that quick, it's instinctive. That muscle memory of playing fullback for years and training there. But he makes amends for it with the try.
And just going back a couple of seconds before that, it's a great play to highlight the fact that James Roby's looking on the inside, hasn't got square hips, so he can't make the defensive play when Mellor comes back against the grain from Brown's pass at the other side of the ruck. But these boys are absolutely right. Instinctively, a fullback's going to stop the ball there.
You did say, though, he made amends with his own try.
I think he comes up with a superhuman effort. We saw Kieran Cunningham at the beginning coming up with that try saver. We're going to look and see what Mark Percival did here. He diffuses a kick, and Widnes finished their set in the ideal position here. You want to finish your sets 5 and 5, real deep in the St Helens territory. He diffuses this kick. This is Percival about to play the ball here. That's ideally where you want to start your sets. In a Challenge Cup game. Now, if we fast forward a few plays, this is 4 plays later. Bear in mind, Matt Percival's diffused the kick. We'll watch him here off the back of this. We're tracking him here. On the inside, foot down, and there to score the try. Now, for me, that's a phenomenal effort to get from that part of the field, diffuse the kick, and then back up on the inside. That's what he brings in that role as fullback, athletic ability.
And somebody in the commentary mentioned about concentration in Challenge Cup or any big game, in any game really. Against a team like St Helens, it's concentration, and it's the one facet of the game. You clock off for a second, and they do that kind of thing to you. It's great hands, great skill.
And I suppose actually that has been Widnes' problem at times this season. Dennis Betts has spoken about it in the build-up. A mental fatigue at times for Widnes.
You're not going to beat Saints. You're not going to beat any big team by playing a great 20 minutes, and that's what Widnes did. They played a great first 20 minutes. They probably just slept a little bit there in that sort of 20 to 30 minute mark, but they come home with a wet sail.
And when Saints went over again, you worried for Widnes a bit.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I think it comes off the back of errors like this. These are cheap errors. These are errors you can't make. They compound the fact that you've already conceded trying straight away. You're defending back in good ball. And St Helens are great at this. Too many men looking, but it's great hands. Multi-pass play and Dawson in at the corner. Now, St Helens have hardly been down in the Widnes area, and they come up with this play. This is class, absolute class. A misread there at the end, but it compounded that error. The error led to a try.
Well, there's nobody going to execute or punish you more than St Helens in that type of area when you've made those kind of errors and the momentum's going against you. That's a fabulous try, and they get the read wrong. I don't know whether they knew that Kevin Brown was limping around, but they certainly went there to try and exploit that. Patrick Arban felt a little bit vulnerable, and they all had to rush in to try and stop the play, but the execution of it was too good.
But before we see the final Widnes try, we should mention Brown, who you would say has done well to continue, given the fact that he was injured in the build-up to the personal try when Mosi Masoe fell on his ankle, and as we've discussed his weight several times already in the course of this broadcast, that's got to hurt.
He stayed down for a good few minutes too. You're obviously having 20 stone on top of you rolling your ankle, it's not going to tickle. So you know, it's quite brave Brown getting up, and I think he's orchestrated the second Widnes' next try.
And that's an understatement. That it's not going to tickle. Danny Craven's try at the end, which very much keeps Widnes alive.
Yeah, this is game on here. A wonderful ball from Gil Dutton. Not know it passed with the ball, and we were having a little laugh, me and myself, Ashton here, because Ed Cale saying, please, just somebody please tackle me. Someone please tackle me.
Around the legs.
But then we go to Brown. This is his pet play we highlighted. Picks the right man outside, and a wonderful line from Craven to go in and score. Game back on, Widnes back in the game. I think it's excellent from Brown. I think you want your leaders to go past injury, play above and beyond injury, and Brown's done that. Come up with his pet play at the right time.
And just for our viewers watching, he's picked out Luke Walsh on the runner there, because small man half-back are getting a one-on-one. Even though Danny Craven's not the biggest man, he's more chance against a smaller player like Luke Walsh than he has, say, Mosi Masoe in the middle.
They had a little ding-dong after that try was scored. Did you see anything wrong with the Luke Walsh kick out?
I would just imagine Luke Walsh pretty protective of his ankle. He's been out a long time, and if that's the ankle that he's been out for 12 months, he's probably a slight overreaction from himself. Nothing more than that.
Any type of pressure and that on any type of injury that you've had recently, you're going to do that. I didn't see much in it. I thought he just sort of lashed out, get the leg off. I know there was a little bit of a brouhaha after it, but you know what? It's Challenge Cup quarter-finals.
Exactly.
Yeah, emotions are high. It's great.
And I'll be honest with you, Ashton, we like a little brouhaha every now and then. It just keeps us entertained. We're going to hear from Paul Wellens very shortly during half-time. But before the Challenge Cup final at the end of August, the RFL are going to unveil a statue of 5 men who have contributed very much to this tournament over the years. Those 5 men were voted for by rugby league fans, and over the course of our coverage this season, Ray French is going to profile all 5 of them. Today's man is Eric Ashton.
Murphy, there he goes on his own. Eric Ashton in at the corner.
Eric Ashton was not just a good player. He had all the qualities of a top-class centre. His passing skills were legendary.
Ashton's got Boston, and Boston's in at the corner.
He ghosted around the pitch. He knew exactly where and when to come into the play.
Eric Ashton. Half break.
Eric led Wigan in 6 Challenge Cup finals at Wembley, winning in 1958, 59 and 65. In the Wigan team there were many stars, but behind that Wigan team, Eric Ashton was the man who inspired them. Eric Ashton was the man who planned and plotted the victories. A born captain.
Nice boy, Eric Ashton, good sportsman, has led his team very nobly today.
He also led Great Britain to World Cup success in 1960 and to Lions success in an overseas tour in 1962.
Murphy turns the ball inside to Ashton, the score between the posts.
He was a quiet man and didn't press his views on anybody unless asked, and that's what I liked about him. Eric Ashton was the first rugby league player to be awarded the MBE, I think not only for the quality of his rugby, but for the quality of the man. He was a man of great dignity.
Well, from one of the stars of the past to one of the stars of modern times. And if you doubt that, just look at what he's won.
Here's a chance for Wellens going in, and he does. Lost his tackler. Oh, and what a tackle in the end. Paul Wellens. Sensational Paul Wellens. Can he go himself? He gets into Paul Helens. Oh, and that's a great try for Great Britain. Wellens will go himself and score. Great tackle by the fullback.
Paul, what was it like to walk out to that guard of honour?
Oh, quite overwhelming, to be honest. I think normally when a player retires, he's wearing his kit covered in sweat with probably a splattering of blood on his face or something like that. But obviously with me ending my career prematurely, it was fantastic. I could come here today and thank the fans for some wonderful support over the years.
And how have you reacted to all the messages that you've had from across the game?
It's just taken me aback. It's been unbelievable. Not only from teammates and ex-teammates and supporters of St Helens, but from the wider rugby league world as well. Messages from Australia, opponents and supporters from other clubs. So yeah, they've been coming thick and fast, and it's been very nice, to be honest.
Knowing you, I would think you're a little embarrassed by all this attention, aren't you?
Very embarrassed. I was only saying to my wife the other day, I just couldn't quite believe, the whirlwind, 48 to 72 hours that I've had since I announced my retirement. But on the other hand, it's been very nice as well.
Well, it's been an absolute joy watching you. Good luck with the next stage of your career.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Top man. He was talking about supporters of other clubs as well. The Widnes fans applauded him when he came out too a little earlier on. You've coached him, Brian?
The word legend's used a lot in modern society. He genuinely is. He's been a fabulous fullback all throughout his career. Been a pain in the backside to coach against sometimes because he's been so good. The Great Britain, I think, what you must is unbelievably competitive, unbelievably talented, unbelievably committed to the cause when he was with Great Britain. And for St Helens, we've seen that. And for someone, and it's hard to say, a lot of people threw the accusation that he lacked a little pace here and there. I tell you what he thought, his speed of thought and his brilliance to show up at the right times made him the world-class player that he was.
Well, that was my next question, was an unbelievable reader of the game, and you could see that in just those clips on the tackle.
Yeah, he's incredibly intelligent as a player. I think that's one of his great skills, his ability to read the game. But I think for me, what stands out about Wello, when I've met him and played alongside him, been in camp with him in Great Britain, is the integrity of the man, his values as a person, standing above any else I've really played alongside, and his longevity and his will to win and his competitive. Me and him had the greatest day I ever had in rugby league was when we beat the Aussies in 2006. Me and him played together, and it was a great day and a great celebration for 2 days afterwards.
I wanted to say it was one day, don't you?
We got there in the end on the celebration. Ashton, your thoughts?
One of the great fullbacks of the last 10-15 years, and what Brian said it before, legend gets thrown around a lot, but it's true to him. I see he's got 3 young kids there. You know what, kids? If you want a superhero to look up to, have a look at your father.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Ashton and Jamie and Brian. More from them at full time. We are in for a cracker of the second half. 6 points the difference between Saints and Widnes. Let's rejoin Earl and Jonathan and Dave.
Well, it's set up quite nicely at the moment, isn't it? It looked in the stages in that first half as though St Helens were going to put the foot down and make this cup tie their own well before the hooter sounded. Might still work out that way, who knows? But that try by Danny Craven just before half-time, and the fact that Kevin Brown is still on the field is a huge boost for Widnes at the start of this second half. Here we go, big kick from Rhys Hanbury to get things underway. It'll be St Helens who get the ball for the first set in this second period. So Jonathan Davis, Earl Crabtree, how are we seeing this second half unfolding?
Well, I think with Widnes, they've got to make the most of their opportunities. When momentum's with them, they've got to get over that try line. Defensively as well, they've just got to front up defensively, concentrate.
Testing the man on that left-hand side with Wilkin. Earl, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think going into half-time, Alex Wansley talking about the fact that they hadn't started, and obviously that's something that's in the back of their mind. So obviously now they have to start the second half. Intensity, run a little bit harder, and also pass the ball wide, because that's where they're catching Widnes out. Widnes, keep doing what they're doing, work that ruck over, and also try and ride a little bit of that luck.
Good kick by Luke Walsh. It'll be Birds. It took past Patrick Arvan, gave another yard for the chasers to get up there to make the tackle. So Widnes starting deep inside their own half. Remember, we do have the potential for golden point extra time here today, if it's all square at the end of the 80 minutes. We've not had one of those this year, have we? I don't think we have. Certainly not on any of the TV games. Here comes Arvan trying to rush away from dummy half. Down on the touchline, Tanya Arnold is well briefed on what's been said in both dressing rooms at half-time. Tanya.
Starting with Widnes, Kevin Brown has told them that he's absolutely fine and wants to keep going. They've been told to up their energy, be fast and incisive, take care at the rucks. And when they have, they've moved forward, but he needs to tighten up on the defence. As for Saints, it's a similar message: tighten up, concentrate on the defence. You've got to get in and amongst them. Don't let Widnes come at us. They're saying all part and parcel of cup games at this stage, you need to control the defence.
Well, he doesn't look very well, Kevin Brown. He made a valiant effort to get up that defensive line, but he is struggling, and they're going to target him. It'll be interesting to see how long he lasts, because he is vitally important to this Widnes side attacking-wise.
He's literally hobbling, isn't he? Here's Walsh. There's a pocket of St Helens players out there, but not with any great structure to the way they were coming forward. Walsh again, Wilkin, Massoy twists in the tackle, gets the pass away, and it's taken by Greg Richards, but just a hint of an intercept from Matt Whitley. And on the sixth tackle on that left foot of his, Wilkin kicks it downfield. It'll bounce for Hanbury, the fullback, to run it back over the 10 towards the 20, where St Helens players stand and wait, and it's a penalty. So given a high tackle here, I think. It's a great decision from Widnes' point of view.
Yeah, see the tackle.
Just what they needed, really, because obviously at the start of the game you're trying to not make an error. There's an opportunity there for Widnes. I think they'll take that all day. I'm sure he's taken a few more, a lot worse than that. But it's an opportunity, a chance to get forward, make sure that they keep doing the right things, because they're starting well, but both teams have started okay. I think the intensity is still not really high. I'd like to see it lift another level.
Jeremiah, here's Dudson, who threw one of the passes of the first half. Dudson and one of his teammates have just tumbled over each other in the middle of the park. Meantime, Widnes inside St Helens territory, early stages of this second period, just 6 points the difference. A try and a goal. Dudson goes crashing through again. Percival stands in his way. Wow, what a block-busting run from the Welshman, Gil Dudson, and he's left Percival flat on the ground. Brown's pass, spectacularly good. Patrick Arvan with the try. That had a bit of everything. The blood and thunder down the middle, and the footballing genius with the pass from Brown, and an early strike for Widnes.
That's why he has got to stay on. What a pass. Again, the runner's on his outside, giving him options. The mark of a great player is he hits the right one. Dudson bang through two tackles, they both fall off him. No support, he's not going to pass again, goes to ground, and just watch this pass and admire it. Brilliant, brilliant pass. Dawson had no idea. Fantastic try.
It's a great try. I think someone mentioned in the game plan that this was his little pet play. And as he goes down that short side, he sneaks, he has a little look, he knows exactly who's hitting. He goes for Arvan. It's his favourite play. Hint of forward? Oh, maybe very forward. But it's given.
I tell you what, touch judge is right there. So if anyone's giving it, it's the touch judge.
Well, Matty Dawson knew what was coming there. We saw, was it Tom Lynham earlier this year who scored, I think, a hat-trick of intercepts, at least 2 intercepts against Kevin Brown, because wingers do know it's coming and sometimes take the risk and sometimes it comes off. But 8 times out of 10 it ends up in a try for Widnes.
It's the quality of the pass. It was so sharp and fast, right? It was past him before he noticed. He wanted to, you know, he looked at it, they had numbers, he had to make a choice to go in or stay out. But if the ball player gets it right, usually it ends up in a try.
Well, Mark Percival, who is what, the 7th full-back of the season for St Helens, is being taken off. So somebody shouts next, and we'll see who takes in that position now for St Helens.
Nobody wants to go in that position. It's like, why would you?
Patrick Arvan. Oh, it's a dreadful kick. Dreadful kick from Patrick Arvan. So 18 points to 16. Arvan goes down the tunnel. I think that's going to be a concussion test, because he got banged as he tried to get in the way of Gil Dudson. Well, you see him flat on the ground, but look at the pass.
Lovely ball, lovely ball. And again, you know, Percival, he's got to get his head in the right position. If you got to fall back, maybe the difference is he's not as used to running, big boys running straight at him. You know, you're exposed as a full back. Get your head on the right side.
Travis Burns with the restart, only 2 points in it, 5 minutes into the second half. St Helens were leading 18-6, 6 minutes before half-time, and looking in reasonable control. But a couple of back-to-back scores for Widnes has put them right back in touch. Tanya Arnold, what news on Mark Percival?
Exactly as you thought, Dave. It is a concussion test. They've taken him into the dressing room to test him out. But you heard Kieran Cunningham joking about retiring the shirt. It is getting really somewhat ridiculous for St Helens, the full-back position.
Discipline, John.
Cahill. Trying to get the arms free. Paul Wellens, who retired this week, so he's not an option, having filled that role remarkably well during this last decade or so.
You're offside.
It's Swift who's there at the moment. Picks up safely enough and runs it back. Well marshalled by those chasing Widnes defenders.
Hold, go.
Out of dummy half it's taken.
2, move, Chris.
Perfectly poised cup tie here. 34 to go. 2 points in it.
It's a great cup tie.
3, move. Hold here. Wait. 4.
James Roby.
Wait, go.
Waiting to make things happen again. Burns, inside pass. Wilkin, little flick away. Swift.
4, 15.
Caught.
Yeah, Willie. Go, well done.
Saints struggling to get away from their own 40 metres here at the moment. Savelio.
I think they got no forwards. You know, it's a simple player. You take it up the middle and you clear your lines. There's no one really going up. And again, they're shifting it. Numbers.
Wilkin gets it away to Turner. It's taken in on the left-hand side. A ball back on the inside for Turner, who throws a wild pass. Who wants this? It's dropped on by Amor. The referee says knock on, and Widnes get away with that, get their head and feet, get the hand over here.
Saints look like they're lacking any direction whatsoever. The forwards are stepping up, taking the ball forward, and then they're looking to pass wide because they've got no other options. They are beating them on the edges. Concentration by Widnes needs to be a little bit better, but they're just running harder. Widnes forwards are running harder than the Saints forwards. Defensively, it's a big shot.
He's injured himself there. He's coming in for the big shot to come off second best.
Kyle Amor down on the ground. Jeremiah picks it up. There have been so many little twists and turns in this game, haven't there? And Amor struggling to get back in the defensive line, but we know that he's hurting, and so do Widnes. They'll be seeking him out, no doubt. Bravely standing in line as another body in defence, but he'll be rattled, Amor, at the moment. This is Brown. Or there's the hand on that from Flanagan. There'll be another set here. Yes, it is. Another set of 6 for Widnes. This is an advantage play. There's a good tackle, but 6 tackles start from here.
They've got to look after Kevin Brown now. He should not be getting that position. They should be getting another kicker in, and then Kevin Brown only coming into effect in the opposition 20-metre area to give the killer ball. They've got to look after him, because now they're taking him off the ball in a late tackle, which they need to put him on the ground.
Cahill's offload. Widnes have not got away with it. It is a knock-on. It is going to be St Helens head and feet here, I think. Yep, he's confirmed that. John Wilkin was involved in some heavy collisions there. He's still got his hands on his knees, bending over, trying to recover from that. It looks like a really physical game here today.
We're saying that the intensity at times getting off the line is not great, but the actual impacts have been fantastic. People shooting out from A, B defender, some big shots on, and a few players coming up worse when they are actually making those tackles. A lack of composure there by Widnes, offloading to no one really, pushing that pass, didn't need to do it. A good chance for Saints now to actually get some pressure on. Mossy Musso going off as well, needing a well-earned breather.
I think also, you know, the temperature has gone up a couple of degrees up this weekend, and I think it's maybe the warmest day they've played, a little bit more humid. So
Willie, hold, traps, hold.
Wilkin gets up and plays it. Wormsley is on the field in place of Massoy. Here's Savelio. All the listeners, all the viewers will remember his dad, Lakini Savelio, Widnes. And so, did you play with Lakini Savelio, or was he after your time? Here's Roby, Wormsley. Talk about that in the bar afterwards. Nobody's interested. Wormsley's tackle, 25 metres out. Roby picks up a dummy half now. But this is a 6 tackle. Walsh out to Burns. Burns throws it wide. Turner now, further left. Little kick by Jones. Oh, it pings off the Widnes man, and is picked up by Flynn. So there's some fortune for Widnes, because had that gone downfield, St Helens would have had an excellent chance to score. There's a one-on-one ball steal, but it goes back to Widnes' hands again. So 2 little strokes of luck. Another 6 tackles. Now it goes to ground, but still Widnes have it. How are they keeping hold of this ball? Comes away to Dean. Former St Helens player, of course, Chris Dean. Through St Helens as a kid, but now very much against his former club. Arvan tackle, 30 metres out. Dean. Here's Brown. Brown with a dummy. Bad ankle or no, he's going to try the run. Picked up by Jeremiah. Mella. Out wide to Hanbury. Hanbury tries to juggle it through. There was an attempt by Jordan Turner to take a hold of it.
First knock on St Helens.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Widnes' head and feed. 10 metres out from the St Helens line. They don't like it, the locals.
But it's going your way, it's going your way. Widnes, no matter what they did then, it was just going to bounce back to them. So much luck going their way, and now they get a scrum. 10 out, this is a great chance again. Kev Brown showing what he can do, running the ball. Nice little bounce, charge down there, bounces back onto it, does well. Off the back, that's a one-on-one ball steal. The ball goes to ground, it's great play by Travis Spurs, but great reaction as well by Paddy Flynn. They get the ball wide, another drop ball, backwards offload. It's fantastic bit of luck as much as anything else.
And it puts them here, 10 metres out from the St Helens line. Taken in by Manica 4. But that territory by Widnes.
Yeah, and territory.
Yeah. Jeremiah, can they make it count though? Jeremiah across to Brown, playing on one leg. Back on the inside for Willie Isa.
Line, Andre.
St Helens pencil-like defence. Needed more than ever here. Taken in by Manica 4. Little pass away, might have put his teammate over, but Brown with a dummy. Didn't see the options, decided there weren't any, so takes them in himself. And again, that ankle is just a little vulnerable. Gets up and plays. Jeremiah. Mella to Hanbury. Hanbury throws it further left. For the line goes Christine.
Scored.
And I think he's scored. Well, he's convinced, but the referee's not. The referee wants to see the video replay. What's he giving on the field? He thinks it's a try on the field. So the video refs have to find a reason not to give this. So let's hear from those video refs right now, George Stokes and Ian Smith.
Yeah, we're looking at the grounding just to make sure that he doesn't lose the ball or it's not held up. So nice and slow. Is there any separation there? If you just jog it back, please. Just nice and slow, please. Just run it through at this pace, nice and slow. So is there any separation? He's got his hands around it. Yeah, we're going to give a try for that.
There it is, confirmation, and Christine, former St Helens youngster, is back to haunt them here, and Widnes have the lead for the very first time in the game. 20 points to 18 with 53 minutes played.
Is this a knock on, or is it a knock back? It's a tough one from that angle. St Helens crowd didn't think so. And again, it's Hanbury, the overlap, direct, good finish.
Yeah, it's Reece Hanbury this time because Kev Brown's got caught up on the other side, so they get the numbers. Reece Hanbury is one of the best players on the pitch, never mind in the Widnes team. And the St Helens defence don't get off the line. It's impossible to defend when you just stand there on the line. They get a metre off. All Christian has to do is catch the ball and fall over. He pretty much does that, keeps hold of it. A little bit of a shot to the face off William McCarthy. Scarsbrook, a great effort to defend it, but an easy try in the end.
I think after Patrick Arvan's disastrous attempt.
Craven's got the goal-kicking duties back again. Oh, has he killed it? No, he's not. No, he's not, but 18 points to 20. Christine, the try scorer. Widnes were trailing 18 points to 6 just before the break, and 12 minutes after it, Widnes now lead by 20 points to 18. 14 unanswered points, which owe as much to guts and determination here as anything else, don't they?
I think defensively they've tightened up in the second half as well.
Move, Jordan!
What about St Helens' guts and character? How do they respond now? The probability is they will.
Kyle, move! Hold the foot!
Jeremiah. St Helens flying off the line to try and stymie Widnes' advance as much as they possibly can.
For Kyle!
There goes Cahill.
Yeah, good there, mate. Good there. Hold.
Oh, it's a terrible play the ball from Hurt Cahill.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that, you know. That's a very good setup to then. One more play the ball. You've got to hang on. That's just loose carry, concentration.
Well, again, we will remind you, in his defence, he's not played since early March, so maybe puffing a little bit at the moment.
There is no defence.
Okay. Danny Tickle's down on the sidelines. He's talking with Tanya.
Danny, how are you seeing this game so far?
Yeah, I thought we started the game well, first half, and then, you know, St Helens got into the game. We spoke about it in the second half, to stick what we're doing in the first half. Obviously, you can't fault the energy from the boys, and you know, St Helens scored a couple of runaway tries from our kick chase, and that was on the short side. But yeah, it's a tight game at the moment, and you know, there's plenty of time to go in this game yet. And St Helens, I'm sure we're going to try and get over the line, but if we can keep doing what we're doing and keep building more pressure down, playing it down in their end of the game, then, you know, hopefully we can hang on and squeak a few more tries.
It's certainly bruising. Thanks, Danny.
Cheers, thank you.
It's Matt Whitley who's down injured. 19-year-old Matt Whitley. By the way, Danny Tickle, Widnes goal kicker Danny Tickle, who's obviously not playing today. If he had been, I wonder what difference he would have made, whether this lead they have at the moment might have been a little more comfortable than it is.
I think he'd be all right, Whitley. I just think bump on the head, but didn't look that bad, and hopefully he's going to be okay. Good, the referee stops it straight away.
Dennis Betts, 7 times Challenge Cup winner, down the years with Wigan. A brief spell at Auckland, didn't he, when they were still known as the Auckland Warriors, but very much a Wigan legend, now the coach of Widnes. And if you're looking for equal Challenge Cup pedigree, then have a look on the other side. Kieran Cunningham, who's also won 7 Challenge Cups as a player, but with St Helens, and Sean Long alongside him. No man has won more Lance-Top trophies down the year than Sean Long. And just in front of those, Kel Coslet, who was a very good player as well back in the day. Welsh international.
Yes, great player, Kel.
Back, boys, back, Kevin!
Cunningham was a Welsh international as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think Kel's and yours Welsh pedigree was a little more convincing. Whitley's coming off, so the green card's gone up, the medical card, so he's another one who's going to get checked to make sure he's okay before he comes back on. In the meantime, St Helens had prime position here. 15 metres away, pushed closer by Amor. Roby at dummy half. St Helens behind for the first time in the game. What's the response? Here comes Wilkin. But that's 5 tackles, so 1 to go. Roby stands and waits. Amor. Oh, it was a poor pass, really, to Kyle Amor. Made him a sitting target for the defenders.
I think it's just sums St Helens' performance up at the moment. I think Widnes have stopped them playing, but the lack of communication, trying to go wide very early and lateral. They've been far too lateral, I think.
You can only imagine that they're going for a little turn-up play, so he catches the ball, turns his back and pops it up. It's being read by Cahill brilliantly. But the line speed's a little bit better now by Saints. They're actually reacting to what's happening. They are behind, and they're playing like a team that's behind, desperate to get the ball back. Another big hit. John Wilkin, fantastic.
Trying to lead by example here, isn't he, John Wilkin?
Widnes need a good clearing kick here now. They've gone in front for the first time. Defence is very solid now. They need a good kick.
Big kick downfield from Mellor. Adam Swift is back to collect it. Has a look up. Can he find a way through? Passes out to this near side. And Matty Dawson is well met. I think Tanya's got some more injury news. She's running the hospital ward down there. Tanya.
Yes, it's fairly busy down here. Matt Whitley has gone off for a concussion test, but good news on Mark Percival. He has been cleared and he's running up down the touchline, warming back up.
So the curse of the St Helens fullback position doesn't quite strike as hard as it might have seemed to have done when Percival first went off. St Helens struggling forward here through Wormsley. 8 short of halfway. Roby at dummy half. Skips it to the left. Wilkin off that left foot. It was outside the 40 when he let it fly. And any road. Hanbury's across there to take it. He's going to try and take on Burns on the inside. Burns dives. Can't get hold of him, but Sabellio's dive is a little more effective in the tackle.
Good tackle.
Here's Arvan. Big man on the wing, so an extra help in terms of bringing that ball clear when the pressure's on. Sabellio, well met. McGrath Lulawan. Dad James was a Wembley star in '85, the best ever Wembley final, they reckon. Hull against Wigan. He was playing for Hull that day.
Wait!
His brother Tommy played in the Challenge Cup final for Wigan as well.
Great player, great try, didn't he score that day?
Kylie at Leeds, his cousin, he's played at Wembley as well. So there's a bit of Luluai Challenge Cup pedigree to live up to for McGrath. 5 tackles gone for Widnes. Mellor inside Turner, which gives him lots of time to put... What is that? A high kick, obviously. Oh, turned out superbly well. Josh Jones spilled it, and Widnes get it back. Well, that's not out of the coach's manual, but it works. And here come Widnes with a real opportunity. And it's an opportunity wasted.
Well, that is an opportunity wasted, because I think it was not the greatest of kicks. They called Greg Richards in all sorts of problems, and then there's the knock-on. It's a very, very good tackle there, though. I think it's Josh Jones who was sorry, not Greg Richards.
Yeah, the kick was totally scuffed as well. It goes high in the air, but it looks like it's gone into touch. It gets underneath it, should have taken it cleanly. But luckily, he does chase the ball hard, and he gets it back. He gets his reward for chasing hard. In the middle of the field, Herrenmeyer takes the ball in, and it's just it's a poor knock-on. It's just in a great position, 10 out, full set to yourselves. I think composure, hold on to the ball.
That was a huge opportunity, because you could see the St Helens forwards walking back. Oh, what a hit.
Dominant. The referee says dominant, but then it's over-dominant in the end. And a penalty for St Helens.
It looked like a flop after. I think they got a little bit carried away. It's a great shot, initial contact, bang, get that into you. And as he goes to the floor, tackle is complete there. Oh no, do you know what? There.
I tell you what,
Monica fall a little bit too late.
We talk about the Luluai family. They come in all shapes and sizes. They have got the hardest shoulders in the game, whether it's the littlest fella in Tommy or some of the big ones like Kylie. They really do tackle hard, the Luluai.
They don't tackle hard, but they're that shape and size, and the people you don't want to run at, because you know that they're so level, so hard, that centre of gravity is so low that they just get straight into your ribs, and it does hurt.
Roby goes left, Jones helps on to Wilkie. Try and unglue your eyes from this cut time.
Tempo's gone up now, hasn't it?
20 minutes left to play, and it means the world to both these clubs. Place in the semi-final at stake. Remember the draw straight after this match has finished, more or less.
Okay, now.
Collected here by Hanbury. Hanbury looking to run it clear as far as he possibly can.
There's a few more tries in this game, because you can see that they're visibly tired now.
Hold now. Hold.
Mellor, dummy half. Here's Brown. St Helens line quickly up there, but Alban will shuffle it away to Dean. But St Helens defenders have time to shuffle across themselves. Dean anxious to take the tackle before he's dragged too close to touch. 2 tackles gone. Alban.
3, Kyle, move!
19 minutes to play. St Helens dominant in the game. 3/4 of the way through the first half. But finding themselves behind here now. Against a Widnes side who have shown terrific heart. Mellor. Dancing, dodging, weaving, then darting.
Move, Josh!
5 tackles has taken them just to halfway line. Kevin Brown backs up because he wants to take on the kicking duty here. Sends it downfield. The returning part, Percival, is doing just that with the ball here, returning it. And it comes to Dawson. Dancing away.
Move, Matt! Alex!
Arvan lined him up then, didn't he? Just missed him.
I don't think he wants those balls, Mike Dawson. That's the second one that's been given to him. Arvan, boom!
Does
and
well
he does well.
He does.
He uses that footwork. He's always had great feet. But the poor kick there by Kev Brown, I think he goes straight to the fullback's hands. The chase is good. The intensity is definitely lifted up another level, and this is what you'd expect to see.
This is Turner.
Reece Hanbury's got to come in.
Yep, knock on. Is it? Referee has a look. Penalty for St Helens. Big call. Huge call. Huge call. They're not going to go for goal here, are they? They're going to kick it into touch, and they're going to lay siege to this Widnes line. Oh, harsh call. Harsh call.
Harsh call, very harsh call.
Steely blue eyes of Dennis Betts. There's a few thoughts going on behind those at the moment, aren't there?
Back.
So St Helens wind themselves up for 6 more tackles. Kyle Amor with the first drive. That's his job. Get them as close as he possibly can. Here's Wilkie. Solid effort forward, but a bigger effort backwards. It's Widnes defenders taking back to where he started. 2 tackles gone. Mossy Massaw, a little delicate coming, and then nothing delicate about what came next. Up and plays it. Roby darting quickly from dummy half. Support on his left side from Amor. All he has to do is follow the hooker when he's making a run like that, and there's every chance of scoring a try. But now the referee is calling for the video referee. He, on the field, doesn't think it's a try. So it is up to George Stokes and Ian Smith to find evidence to the contrary if St Helens are going to be given this.
We're looking for if this ball is grounded. So at this moment in time, doesn't look like it is. Is the tip of the ball on the ground? Just pause it there. What are you thinking? Yeah, there's enough evidence to overturn that one, so we're going to go with the try.
Quick decision. Kyle Amor hardly daring to look at the screen, but then he knows that that is a massive moment in the context of this match, because it puts St Helens back in the lead, 22-20, with a conversion attempt to come.
And it all comes from once again, from this decision. That's a tough call.
Very tough call. I think it's the wrong call. It looks like he's looking for the offload, but it's Mossy Massaw for me off the back of that. Makes a big carry, quick play the ball. James Roby, we talked about it before the game, scoots out. He's just looking for someone to hit a hole. Kyle Amor does exactly that, and just not enough pressure to hold on to the ball. His momentum takes him over the line. It's a great finish, and an easy try in the end, but it's taken maybe a bad decision to put him in that position.
Fully Compass Mentis again. Clear vision of what should be an easy kick. Over it goes, 24 points to 20. The pendulum swings St Helens' way. Eamon McManus, the chairman, there in the middle of the picture. The man responsible for building this ground is watching one of the men responsible for maybe taking St Helens a step closer to Wembley Stadium. Widnes have fought back once before. Can they do it again? Or do St Helens now get the bit between their teeth? And they are a side, aren't they, who are very good at scoring back-to-back tries, St Helens. That's the danger now for Widnes.
2 good offensive sides here. Very, very good offensive sides. The clock running down.
Hold, go.
Still a long time to go, though, I think. You know, 50 minutes left. Boys are getting tired.
But that's it, exactly, when they're getting tired, but you still have the ability to pass the ball wide with dangerous players on the edges, which the Saints have been doing all game, to be fair. They're just not been going forward very well. Now with the likes of Mossy going forward, he'll get a decent play of the ball, and that's what's giving them the position and the momentum to pass wide. Hopefully a good kick here for them.
Walsh's kick, Hanbury's take on the full, which helps. Hanbury scouting towards that 20-metre mark, but John Wilkin has had a really imposing game today, hasn't he?
I think he's really stood up for Saints. You know, I think they realise they haven't been playing well. He's the one who's put on the big hits. He's the one who's taken the drives in. He's helped out on the kicking. So, you know, he's played exceptionally well.
Manica 4, away to Mellor. Mellor trying to push off Flanagan, but Flanagan keeps a hold and puts him down. Jeremiah picks up, goes left. Kevin Brown still doesn't look like he's running freely, but he'll stay out there. As long as there's hope in the game for Widnes, he will stay out there.
Yeah, he needs runners now.
Christine perilously close to this touchline. Here's Luluai.
Move, come on. Hold, Mossy.
That's the 5th. So on the 6th, it's back to Brown, who's no pressure there. He's able to kick it towards that corner. Percival, though, will bring it back towards the middle and further downfield. He's crabbing across. Swift, and if Swift had got away, there would have been real peril for Widnes, but they managed to hang on, and here comes Turner down that left-hand side, who's had some incisive moments himself.
They must think there's a weakness on the edges, because, you know, they're always aiming to go there. Maybe last tackle or something.
Josh Jones, working hard and flicking away, and now it's Walsh who gets it onto Wilkin, who passes again to Percival. Eventually the tackle is complete.
I think as a coach you'll be frustrated watching that from a Widnes point of view, because the players are in the corner, they've trapped him and it's a decent enough kick, and then they managed to shift the ball all the way across to the other side.
40-20 attempts, but the jagged bounce is in favour of Arvan. He was a long way inside the 40 metres there, and the ball was heading towards the 20-metre line, but the bounce not kind. Oh, Kevin Brown does well. A little look round at Joe Greenwood, as if to say, you know I've got an injured ankle, and you were trying to make it worse there, weren't you, Joe?
well.
That's rugby league. He's not going to leave it alone, is he? Cahill maybe owes his side a favour or two, because he's made a couple of untidy mistakes in the game.
He's made a few big runs as well, though.
Haramaya, Mellor, Hanbury coming into the line, chipping it behind Swift. Is it going to stay in? Ooh, it just goes out. Adam Swift was gambling on that ball going out, and it had just gone out. So it's St Helens who get the ball back here, 10 metres from their own line.
There's a question if he touched it or not. No.
It's a lovely little kick that through, though. It gives them the option, either going to touch or the opportunity of scoring a try. The chase is really good, a good position to be in. Plenty of time left. It's only one try is the difference. So you don't want to just try and score every single time. You can still build pressure, get the ball back and try and force the error. The line speed's been good. The attack defence has been okay at times, but they need to lift it yet again and make sure they get into the faces of force and error.
Well, they'll all be very grateful of that little break, won't they? A little bit of oxygen back, ball out of play. A few deep breaths, and here we go again. St Helens now needing to get downfield. Widnes needing not to give away any penalties. They've done that a time or two in frustrating positions, and Mossy Massoy doing what he does best. Look at that, he's like a tank in fifth gear. Off to Roby. Roby spinning away. He's looking for support. He's still going. He's still going.
This is really dangerous.
Mossy Massoy is a monster down the middle. Flanagan. It was Massoy's offload in the first half, wasn't it, that led to a try?
It was.
Some big moments. McCarthy Scarsbrook, so from a position of struggling inside their own 20, St Helens are now looking to get in a position, at the very least, to put an attacking kick in, which is what they do in the end. Oh, and Arvan has to play it because the bounce was awkward. It has been well played. Hanbury and Burns. Oh, Hanbury was going to get up and play it and suddenly realised there was no one behind him. That would have been disastrous.
Oops.
He got away with that when he plays dumb. He gets up, pretends he doesn't really know what's going on. Can I play or can I not? He should have just played the ball. He'd get away with that one, but Mossy Massoy has had some really good carries. Big defence as well.
Mellor plays it. A lovely little step. Oh, and a pass away as well. Very nearly has gone to ground. That's the kind of moment, isn't it? It could make a big difference.
Yeah, there's no need to chase it at the moment. Just need to clear the lines. They're under a little bit of pressure. There we are. No matter how we're on about Luluai's defensive abilities, you don't want to put your shoulder into a man of that size. There's the offload. Just knocks it on.
Well, Mossy Massoy was causing quite a rumble in Australia, wasn't he? Which is why St Helens signed him in the first place. Former Roosters and Penrith player most recently, but it was the World Cup for Samoa where he really caught everybody's eye in this country. And he's a really nice fella. It's always the case, isn't it? The really horrible ones on the field are really nice fellas. Bill Crabtree, we'll put him in that category as well.
I'll take that.
St Helens creeping closer. 9 minutes to go, just over that mark. Massoy comes forward again. 3 tackles to go. St Helens score here. They're very nearly there. Walsh to Wilkin. It's a really big set of 6, this. Widnes hanging on. Roby. Walsh. McCarthy Scarsbrook just putting his back into it, his shoulder into it, and his backside into it, everything to try and push a hole in the Widnes defence. Roby spins it away to Wilkin, really good pass from dummy half. Turner down that left-hand side will score! Shakes off the defenders. And that was dummy half play at its very best. The pass from Roby was scintillating. It's a pretty good finish, to be fair. And St Helens are very close to a spot in the semis.
Yeah, that might be it now. Clock's against them. They respond very quickly, but there's the mistake once again. And it's such a significant factor in the games now. You give sides are so good at attacking and and scoring tries. That field position, if it's given away easily, is going to end up usually in 4 or 6 points. Two-man tackle, he rides it and scores. They won't be happy with the defensive effort. It was a good finish from Turner.
That pass from James Roby is absolutely ridiculous. On the money, pinpoint to John Wilkin. He misses out about 3-4 players to get there. The defensive players have no way of getting across, but even so, Jordan Turner then gets the ball with 2 people in front of him, and he should have been tackled, maybe into touch, but he stays strong. That upper body bounces them off and goes over with nobody anywhere near him. It's a great finish at the end, but a smart play on the last as well.
And Wilkins out there knowing that pass is coming. He knows that Roby's got the quality to throw that pass.
He runs at angles, he skips overs. It's a little overs play, so as he skips overs, Roby has to pinpoint him and take that into account as well. Passes the ball nice and flat, fast as well, gets to his hands, and all he has to do is tip it on, and he's done his job.
It's creating a one-on-one situation, and he's done really well to score there. But if you're a Widnes coach or defensive coach, you should nail that defend, that tackle.
Aidy Gardner just got a glimpse of Aidy Gardner there in the background, didn't we?
Yeah, I think Jamie Peacock said at half-time as well that when they're not playing at their best, the calibre of this side, they rise the occasion. Or whatever Widnes has thrown at them, St Helens have responded.
Percival's kick has not found the target, so 28-20. Widnes had to score twice, but only 8 points in it. 7.5 minutes left to play. It's not a lost cause just yet.
No, there's 2 men on him there. He rides tackles, doesn't he?
Kieran Cunningham. I'm sure he's saying to Sean Long, I used to throw passes like that, from dummy up. Oh, the short kick on, and Christine really unlucky because he got it back but then fell out of play.
So the luck that went in their favour in the first half has just gone out the window. He goes up, he does so well, he chases hard, catches the ball. As he regains it, he does well to get anything on it, and he runs himself into touch. That is unfortunate. Great play, just didn't quite come off.
Get your heads in, get your heads in, get your heads in. Heads in. Now off. Heads in.
Jonathan Davis and Earl Crabtree have got the job of picking the man of the match. We'll let you into their thinking in a few minutes' time.
Move, McGrath! Hold, hold, go.
I'm sure everybody at home has got an opinion as to who they think is the man of the match. There's a few candidates out there today, aren't there?
Walking forward, go.
Individual moments of brilliance and toughness and character and pedigree being shown, but St Helens leading by 28 points to 20 and bringing it downfield again in uncompromising fashion in the shape of Alex Walmsley. Roby to Walsh. Here comes Greenwood.
Kevin! Go.
On the 6th tackle. Burns. Oh, it's not a good kick from Travis Burns.
Long Louis! Hold.
Paddy Flynn.
Hold, go.
Only 8 metres short of the halfway line. Gerrard will take it forward.
2. James, move.
6 minutes to go.
Hold. Go.
Time enough for a couple of tries. And they've got the air in the lungs and the will in their hearts here. Oh, here comes Arvan. St Helens' defence has been drawn in. Arvan looks on the inside. Hanbury still has to finish this. Hanbury is going to be caught by some desperately determined St Helens defence.
Another opportunity.
Arvan's going down the blind side and thinks, no, I better come back down the middle. There's no way through. And Whitley's an easy tackle. But tackles in the back here. Kevin Brown steps off the foot. Isa. Well, Widnes had their chance, you feel. And St Helens recovering magnificently. So on the 6th, Brown puts it high in the air. Flynn's up there. Throws it back. Still the last. Still the last. Widnes can't regather it. St Helens have it back. And not only that, they look to wreak havoc here by keeping the ball alive. Swift running it away, and down he goes. But was that Widnes' last chance?
Well, it was a chance to bring it to a one-score game, wasn't it? That's the thing. They created the space on the short side. I think they blew it. I think Hanbury, usually a fantastic finisher.
But what great defence it was as well. The St Helens players. It's the Cunningham influence that JP talked about beforehand. That should have been a try. It was a dead set try. He has to finish in the corner, but the St Helens player would not give it. And now look at this kick chase.
Well, look at the difference in the pace there. Hanbury struggling to get back. St Helens defenders came flying up as if it was the very first minute of the game. The energy there to get in and make sure that Hanbury was going to be tackled in the in-goal area. That's what wins you cup ties.
Little things make big differences, you know, and that's what they've done. Great tackle.
They were miles away. Hanbury should have been picking that up and running it clear, maybe at least the 10-metre mark. They've gone short with the dropout. They've gone too short on the dropout. It's not cleared the 10 metres. It's a penalty for St Helens as a result, right in front of the sticks. And I think they'll be going for goal here. But this was the moment.
This was the moment. Chance. It was a chance. Usually you see Hanbury running them in.
I'm going to kick for goal. Dennis Betts in his heart of hearts knows that this game has gone now for his side. Well, they made Crabtree, they made a real battle of it here today, Widnes. At times they looked as though, certainly in that first half when Saints seemed to be in control, Widnes has shown some real heart.
Especially in that first half, they were actually a dominant side for most periods. And then the start of the second half, it was going in Widnes' favour. All the momentum, all the luck was going their way, but they deserved that. They earned that luck because they were chasing and just doing all the right things. St Helens just couldn't get themselves into the game, and then something changed. It just clicked, and everything has been going well for them. Now the last 10 minutes, they've just worked harder than they ever have done in this game, which has earned them the right then to go in front and score a few tries.
When it's given. No, when he kicks it now. Time back.
Percival puts it over. 30 points to 20. So, OK, Brains Trust, where's the man of the match going to today?
Well, I think Kevin Brown has played exceptionally well. But for us, you know, maybe they haven't played to the best of their potential, but the man that's lifted them is in a captain's role, led from the front, is this man there. So the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup man of the match, John Wilkin.
Well, he's led by inspiration today, hasn't he?
Sometimes you just look at a player and you think, we need something from this person. And he's been that person today that stood up and said, you know what, even though we're not playing at our best, I'm going to have a dig here. He's got off the line when nobody else has, made the big contacts. But you know what, he maybe hasn't set up all the tries, he hasn't maybe made all the breaks, but it's that influence in the middle of the field where he's worked harder than probably anybody else.
Here's the kick. Flanagan makes sure it's patched safely enough. That's all that Saints have to do now, is just steer a safe and steady course. It is still only a two-score game. I say only a two-score game, but that conversion, the penalty rather, has not changed the dynamics as such. 2 tries and 2 goals sees Widnes home, but
the clock
yeah,
is there.
that's a huge ask at this stage of the game. Saints will take their time. Roby. Taken in by Kyle Amor. Started his professional career at Leeds and then went to Wakefield, and here he is, undoubtedly having the form of his life as a St Helens player. Kyle Amor. Walmsley plays it. Roby spins it back to Walsh. Walsh will kick it downfield. Make Widnes work. If they are going to get the improbable recovery here, they'll have to do it the hard way. Flynn.
Hold.
90 seconds to go.
I have to say, Joe Greenwood's played well.
Oh. It puts a tin hat on things, doesn't it?
Well, you got to throw the last dice, haven't you? That's it.
Find in. You need another time off.
So this will see St Helens home safely. Head and feed here. Don't forget the Challenge Cup draw is coming up imminently. Just looking at the watch, it's about 20 minutes away, just under 20 minutes away. The semi-final. It will be Holkingston Rovers, Leeds, Warrington and St Helens in the final four. In what formula they come out, we'll have to wait and see.
Move, Willie! Hold.
But they are going to be high class, high pedigree semi-finals, however they come out. This is Walmsley.
2, Willie, move! Hold. Go.
Roby. Walsh. Burns. Percival. Percival sliding over. St Helens sit back. And now, with utter delight, they know, beyond any shadow of a doubt, they're in the semis. It's a scoreline that is reflecting badly on Widnes and reflecting harshly on Widnes now.
Yeah, I just think a little bit more quality from the St Helens players has been a difference. I think Dennis spoke about getting, those results. They've been so close in a number of games, but yet they've failed to get the W. And that maybe is the difference.
I think they knew that the game had already gone, Widnes. They start falling off a few tackles. That's sometimes when your concentration really does go. They defend from the inside, but it's a good little play. Travis Burns on the right-hand side, little pop inside to Percival, and a good finish in the end.
Well, if you're wondering what that strange noise was next to us, it is the hooter. It's made us jump twice now, because it is literally about 2 seats away. And this will be the last kick of the game. Mark Percival. Couple of tries, plenty of goals. He's had time on the sidelines as well, hasn't he, just to be checked that he wasn't suffering from concussion. I think what he's done since arriving back from the field is the ultimate proof that he clearly wasn't suffering from concussion. Mark Percival with the final kick. Over it goes, both flags are up. 36 points to 20. St Helens winners today. You look at that scoreline in isolation and think, yeah, that was probably predictable. But if you've seen the 80 minutes, you'll know how good a cup tie this was. Saints the winners. Saints alongside Holkingston Rovers, Leeds and Warrington in that semi-final draw that's to come. But we've seen a terrific contest here.
Two great contests yesterday and today. And expected winners, but they were given real hard game. I thought Leeds did exceptionally well yesterday. And Widnes have done exceptionally well today, but St Helens and Warrington's going to the heart. Hull KR, they're playing well as well. Leeds, as usual, look a class side this year, look the strongest side, but semi-finals, anything can happen.
So let's go down to the sidelines. The man of the match today, John Wilkin, and he's now speaking with Tony Arnold.
John, congratulations, the Ladbrokes man of the match. That was a tough old game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose there might be an element of bias in the selection of man of the match, so thanks to the guys who picked it. But yeah, no, a great game, really tough, competitive, but Widnes are a quality side, and Dennis Betts, with the resources he's got available, I think he gets those guys playing really well, obviously well marshalled by Kevin Brown, and we're very pleased to be in the semi-final, obviously. Some great teams who are in good form going into that draw, and look forward now to sit back and enjoy it.
What made the difference in that second half, did you feel?
Well, we were really soft in the first half. I felt our attitude and our attention to detail in defence was poor, and Widnes, they really took advantage of that. In the second half, we had about a 15-minute spell where we toughened up, we got aggressive, and in that moment in the game, that turned the game in our favour. Widnes ran out of energy, and it's a lesson in big games. You need to control the ball and control possession and defend with intensity, and all the teams that have gone through have done that for different amounts of time. Probably the most impressive has been Leeds, who did it for a full game against Hull. The other three sides in the semi-final have been patchy going in, but we're in the semi-final nonetheless.
No bias, but we are all expecting a glass of the champagne. I'm not sure you get much for yourself, John.
That'd be Jonathan Davis to drink all of that in one. We won't get any.
Save some for us. Let's bring in Adams. Adam, it seems an awfully long time ago, your try, but just talk us through it, because it was quite some score.
Well, it was something we've been working on in training, so it's good to see the practice paid off. But Yeah, just caught the ball in my own and goal, rounded a few fellas off, and then had the legs to put it near the post.
I have to say, you make that sound extremely easy. It didn't look quite that easy.
Oh no, I was bowling for about a good 10-15 minutes after it. I mean, my legs did fill up, but no, I'm all right.
You've had yourself at fullback at one point. Did you get worried? Because it's not a good place to be if you're a St Helens player these days.
Oh well, a few of the boys were praying for Percy, with like Wellesley retiring, and the few injuries we had with like Johnny and Tommy and stuff. But no, he's made up with him today. He's done himself proud, and roll on for next week.
What does it mean to you to be into the semi-finals?
It's just that 80 minutes away from Wembley. You know what I mean? It's something to watch growing up as a kid. Challenge Cup. It's a big trophy for me, and it's one that I want to win this year. So 80 minutes away from Wembley. It's raises the hairs on the back of your neck. You know what I mean? But,
right stuff. Well done. Let's bring in Jordan Turner. Jordan, it was a tough, bruising game out there, wasn't it, for all of you?
Yeah, it was a really tough game. I think every time we play Widnes, we go into detail during the week about how good of a side they are, and they come out and they give us their best. So we're lucky to get through.
Kieran talked beforehand about the spirit that there is in this team. You're having to dig deep at times, aren't you?
Yeah, I think whenever we're not playing well, we always rely on the little things, backing your teammate up and clearing loose balls up and things like that. So we have got a great team spirit at this club.
Congratulations. Let's bring in Dennis Betts. Thanks ever so much for your time. Dennis, bring you in. You were prowling the touchline at times there, Dennis. That looked frustrating at times for you. But your players did some great stuff.
We were busted at places, and it was easy to make the changes we needed to make with players that were dropping like flies around our team. But yeah, I'm really proud of the effort we put in. We did some great things. We got lots of opportunities. The first half, we're virtually over the line 3 times and don't get tries. But we just don't have enough composure and enough real. I don't know, a little bit of luck on our side at the moment just to be able to close these games out. We've been in a lot of tight games this year. I've been on the wrong side of most of them.
Is that the next step that you want to see your side make to close these kind of games out?
Yeah, it's part of the... we wanted to win today. We didn't come here to lose. We didn't come here to be an evolving side. We came here with an effort and energy to win this game. I thought at times we did enough. I think the scoreline gets blown away and looks like not a harder game than it actually was. But I'm really proud of him, but we just need to be smarter in certain areas, and we need to keep getting better.
You just look frustrated, I have to say.
Well, yeah, when certain things happen, they score full length.